Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of ThermalWood Canada, host for the show, and our special guest today, Jason Vienneau. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Jason, you've opened up a shop here in East Bathurst on Miramichi and JV's hobby shop, right? I got it right this time. I didn't say auto sale, so we got it straightened around. So tell us a little bit about the shop, and it's pretty special when I look around.
Yeah, it's a hobby shop for radio-controlled vehicles. I sell radio-controlled vehicles. I sell models. I sell a little bit of everything in the hobby, but I mostly concentrate on radio-controlled vehicles.
But you not only you've got the vehicles themselves. I see trucks and cars and every size is here, but you also got parts.
Oh, yeah, we sell parts. We fix them for people that have them laying in their closet for the last 10 years. They can bring them in, and we can repair them also.
So is that a big thing in our region?
It is. The biggest thing is there was no real shop around for like a while. So if you buy one online, you break it. They don't really know what parts to order. They don't know how to fix it. So they just throw it in the closet and let it sit. But now that we're here, a lot of people are starting to bring them back in, buy new batteries, buy new parts, get them fixed. And
so you started off, you were saying a while ago, you started off your store in Beresford. You had a small little outlet there, and then you've grown to this much bigger square footage.
Yes, I had to. It got busy quick. And I wanted a place where I could have a racetrack an indoor racetrack for on-road cars, and there it wasn't big enough. So here we have a racetrack upstairs, 30 by 60 for on-road cars, and we have a crawler track, we have slot car track, we have a couple different tracks upstairs.
And their tracks would look like the one behind us here?
This is a rock crawling track. We have a big one upstairs actually like this too.
And so you were saying too that it's not really a hobby for kids.
Well, kids.
Big kids.
Big kids, yeah. No, but there's a lot of kids that are into it too, but it's mostly, the reason I opened is because I like seeing kids outside with their parents playing with radio control cars.
Yeah.
Keeps them off the phones, off the, social media. But my client base is like 30 and up, really like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as for these type of stores, you said there's nothing around, but how far would you have to go to find a store of this magnitude?
There's little shops here and there around New Brunswick, and people have them in their garage or whatnot. But real hobby shops, there's maybe towards Quebec would be like Laval.
And that far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're going towards Moncton doesn't have anything, PEI would be the closest one.
Okay. So you get into this because you were already into this yourself? This was a hobby? Speaking of big kids.
I had a hobby shop in 2009, and I closed because there was no demand for it back then. There was a little bit, but not like today. I've been in the hobby. I'm 35. I think I had the first remote in my hand when I was a year old, maybe.
Okay.
So 34 years. My father had a collection. He always had 10, 15 on the shelf. He'd buy them, sell them. People would come play with us and kind of just really like it,
So interesting part. We didn't talk about this before the interview, so this might take you off guard. But the thing is that, you're a young person in Bathurst, and you've never left it.
1 year in Moncton, that's it.
Oh God, thank God you came back. but you come back to Bathurst, and what was it that drew you back?
It's home. It's the people. It's home.
Yeah, and you've been able to, and this is one of the things that's key too through here is that we a lot of young people at one point in time have moved away and starting to come back because there are opportunities.
Yeah. For sure. I was lucky enough, we graduated from high school. All my friends went out west. I was lucky enough I started selling cars at the local dealerships, and I was able to make a living here and not have to leave. And then I started opening businesses, and I was able to stay, right?
Yeah. But the thing is that, again, we've created an atmosphere that is pretty good for opening this up to opportunities like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, putting this all together, it's you yourself. You have any partners in this thing?
Just myself.
Yeah. I see your dad comes in here every so often.
Hang around, Yeah, he likes it. It brings him back young, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if it's all his fault. He started you off of this thing in the first place. But, one thing I like about this is that you're a young person. You've come in here. You've been able to pick out an opportunity, and you're working it, and you've grown it. And this is a fairly big shop, you know, when you think about it. There's a lot of stuff, and you got quite a bit of inventory for people to look at.
That's the biggest thing, is because you can go online and buy anything these days, right? But if I have it here, they're going to buy it. They're not going to go online. They're not going to wait.
Yeah.
And I'm an authorized Traxxas dealer, so you can't buy Traxxas on Amazon.
Okay.
If you go on Amazon and the truck here is $200, you're going to pay $800 on Amazon, because they're not allowed to sell it. So you have resellers that are buying it and trying to sell it. So that kind of helps me. My biggest brand is Traxxas, and you can't buy it anywhere else cheaper than you can buy it here.
Oh, well, that's an interesting angle to the whole thing. And you're drawing people from
everywhere. Is Nova Scotia, Quebec, Rimouski, Port Daniel. Everywhere. People are just coming to see the shop, coming to play on the tracks, buy stuff.
So how do they get a hold of you? And can they, you know, we talked a little bit about buying online, but Can they go online and buy for it?
They can call me and place an order, and I can ship it right to their house. But I am in the works of making a website. They'll be able to buy right online and get it shipped to their house.
Okay. So moving along and growing in that side.
One step at a time. Yeah.
One step at a time. Well, listen, the whole purpose of this this show, the Northern Heat, is, you know, showing people that are turning up the heat and doing things in a different way. And my hat's off to you for, you know, wanting to open up a store. You know, people sometimes say you can't open up stores, but here you are.
Yeah, you just gotta try and see what happens.
Oh,
one day at a time.
But so far so good.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
really good. Yeah.
So you're on Miramichi Avenue.
Yeah, 1111 Miramichi Avenue.
Okay, phone number.
506-226-2760.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You had that top of your head.
Yeah, that I know my number.
Well, listen, one of the things too that, you know, we've been just doing lately, and we started that a little while ago, is that whenever somebody sits on the show, we actually give them a hat in the Northern Heat. So I want to thank you for, you know, showing and demonstrating that you can grow here and you can have a business in Bathurst, and that you're a young person and you can want to stay here and don't want to move away.
I'm going to be here for a long time.
Well, there we go. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And there we have it. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.